Hello friends, welcome back to Raju Notes channel. Today we will see a quick update as to what is happening in Afghanistan in probably last about 7 to 10 days. This is not an analysis video, but the events have been folding at such a faster pace in Afghanistan that it merits our attention. And a lot of things have happened in Afghanistan, and I must say that I have been making some kind of analysis, but my analysis felt so flat on the ground. And as far as the Afghanistan forces and the Taliban were concerned, I used to maintain that Taliban were just about 70,000, where compared to 3,50,000 of Afghan soldiers, and that too trained by US and India. But this is a concept of a war wherein, irrespective of the strength and size of your army, if the will to fight is not there, probably any army will fall down like a pack of cards. And it's not only me, I think nobody could analyze, or nobody could imagine such a swift fall of events happening in the Afghanistan. So let's quickly see what all are the events which have unfolded in the last about 5 to 10 days. First, the Afghan president left the country. He said he's leaving it to avoid the bloodshed, but he left with a lot of money and everything because he was now sure that he could not sustain himself there in Afghanistan. So he took a chopper and he flew out of the country. And when he flew out of the country, his initial location was not known. Probably he was keeping it secret, but later on, as we progress, we come to know that it will. What do you say? UAE was the one which has taken him as a refuge. Okay, and slowly now we'll go on and keep seeing how the things kept unfolding in Afghanistan. Well, after he fled, the Afghan president Ashraf Ghani fled from Afghanistan. Sorry, my mistake. The Hamid Karzai left from the Afghanistan. Say the Ashraf Ghani said that he will coordinate with some kind of a coordinate and manage some kind of a power transfer to Taliban. And this council, what he said, proposed was supposedly be led by the head of the High Council of National Reconciliation, Abdullah Abdullah. Well, and the other leaders of Hezb-e Islami and Gulbuddin Ekmatyar and Karzai. Well, how much that it won, I don't think it made any impact. When after the presidential palace was abandoned and he left, the Taliban entered into the presidential palace, took control of the presidential palace in Kabul, and they said that they have finally witnessed the fruits of their efforts after 20 years, and they say the Taliban declared that the war in the country is finally over. And we also thought that now there would be an end to all kinds of a bloodshed, because Taliban also declared at the same breath that the general amnesty for the Afghan government officials is there, and they have urged them to work and their respective jobs, not to leave their work. And they said that they urged rather a routine life should start as it used to start in um, earlier days. However, they had put a restriction on the women. Meanwhile, India has done a very good step. It managed to speak to Afghanistan Taliban on the back channels, and then it managed to evacuate 120 Indians, including embassy officials from Kabul. And Indian Air Force aircraft took off and it landed with 120 individuals in Jamnagar, and it was considered as one of the good evacuations of the Indians. Well, Indians in this matter have been really great. Anywhere in the West Middle East, if there is a crisis, India, I think, somehow pushes all its might to get our people evacuated. This is really a good diplomatic I must say, a good step in the international efforts by the India. Well, while this thing goes on, the Russians praised Taliban, saying that now the situation in Kabul will be better than that it was under Ghani. And this was told by the Russian ambassador Dmitry Zinov. And well, this point can be really seen in the context of the relations between the Russia and US. Uh, However, India said that if the Afghan land is not used by any terror groups, probably neighboring countries of Afghanistan will also be feeling little safe. Well, Mr. T.S. Trimurti, who was speaking at the United Nations Security Council meeting, said the same thing. We are, as of now, holding the UNSC, for some time. Joe Biden has been under constant criticism ever since the events have been unfolding. But Joe Biden, after being quiet for some days, has finally come out open and he has just told that the mission of US in Afghanistan was always to counter terrorism and not nation building. Well, though Joe Biden has said this, but his approval ratings and rankings have been falling down very rapidly, and I think presently it has fallen down to 47%, and that is a bit of a worry. India, meanwhile, introduced an e-emergency and ex-miscellaneous visa to the fast-track request amidst the Afghanistan crisis. This new category of electronic visa is called as e-emergency or ex-miscellaneous visa. And Ministry of Home Affairs said that this will help in clearing the visas on a faster pace for the Indians stuck up in Afghanistan. Well, after that, we have world has seen the kind of chaos that had erupted at the Kabul airport, where thousands were fleeing, and all the aerial photographs were showing the kind of dense population that was there at the Hamid Karzai International Airport. And there were huge traffic jams across the country, and other people forced their way into the airport onto the tarmac, and they were there waiting for the aircrafts to take off. But when will that happen? Nobody knows. And then the US president says that the Afghan forces were not willing to fight the war for themselves. Well, I agree to this fact. This is in my introduction, I've said that I was thinking that the Afghanistan forces larger in strength, better equipped, and everything would be certainly a check for the Taliban, but that had failed miserably, and giving out to a very important lesson of the op art, even as like what Chanakya says, that it doesn't matter what is your strength or numerical superiority or not. If your willingness to fight is not there, you will never succeed. Probably this is a beautiful example of that strategy. And well, as when the things have been going in turmoil, the Pakistani Prime Minister, we know him. He goes on criticizing the existence of English medium schools and saying that see, what happened in Afghanistan will happen to us because you are adopting the somebody else's culture, and we should give away from the cultural slavery of West and other thing. And he has been ranting the Sharia kind of a Islamic kind of a thing. And well, while all this was happening, the much moderate Saudi Arabia has urged Taliban to protect lives under Islamic principles. So Taliban says that they will establish a Sharia and Islamic law, but the killings has been completely on rampage. So Saudi Arabia was the first one of the OIC to come out in open and talk that the lives must be protected. Well, the Afghanistan reserves, which were held in the U.S. accounts, America officially has kind of blocked them, according to the IMF, and the Afghanistan's central bank's reserves up to about 9.4 billions have been blocked, and this the amount will not be or cannot be utilized by Taliban for their own uses. While this thing was happening, there are tons of planes also moving out of the country from the smaller fleets which were not really uh, controlled by Taliban. And one such plane, when it took off from the Afghanistan, it went into Uzbekistan. There, it was shot down. And earlier, it was said that it crashed, but later on, the Uzbekistan authorities have confirmed that the plane was shot down as it entered into the air defense space. So this is a kind of thing happened, and the human right violations against the women and girls have increased, where we have seen a kind of a barbaric acts happening. The young girls from age group of about 14 and till about 40 were being forcefully abducted to be become sex slaves. The ladies have been compulsorily told to wear that typical trade landmark or a trademark blue color burqas covered from head to toe, not to move outside in civil and public areas, and such kind of a things what we had erstwhile seen in Afghanistan is back haunting the Afghanistan as what it used to be always. uh, the all these thing while happening, we have already discussed why how the US government somehow left all its military equipment, billions and billions of dollars worth military equipment was just in a brand new condition, as if the US wanted this to be handed over to Taliban. All these weapons are now in the hands of Afghanistan, and Afghanistan have the Afghanistani Talibans have kind of discarded their AK-47s, their traditional style weapons, to latest weapons that have been left behind by the US forces. And as expected, Iran was always against US. It will always be against UN. So Iran has seen this defeat in Afghanistan as a chance for a lasting peace, and the President Ibrahim Riasi said that this military defeat will give a lot of stability in Afghanistan, and he invited all the groups to reach national agreement. Well, that is a question mark. How much does it work out? Nobody knows, but this thing has happened. Well, this was a time rather Biden came under criticism, as we said. So Trump has also taken a spot shot against the Joe Biden government, and he said that he should resign because of what has happened over it. Whatever it might be, this has come as a breather to Trump. Whether he can be able to cash it, we don't know. But as of now, the Trump has again come to a little limelight, may not be fully, but some to some extent. Well, we saw this very painful visuals which had come from Kabul, wherein we saw three people plunging to their deaths from the wheels of the Air Force of plane, which was evacuating people, and that was a kind of a desperation which was there in Afghanistanis who wanted to run away from the country. And that probably one person has been identified as the footballer, under 19 footballer team of the Afghanistan. But one painful thing again to watch is, even it is tons and tons of crores and the strokes of people fleeing the country were only men, and women were hardly seen. It was a kind of a state wherein women and children were kind of abandoned. And if you see the visuals in the airport, there were no, we could hardly see one or two women standing that. While all this was happening, the Sikhs who were Sikh community people who were there in Afghanistan, who were presently taking a shelter in Gurudwara near the Afghanistan capital, were assured that they will be brought back by the by the country, and they were in touch with probably with the Taliban also, and somehow Taliban does seems to have given an assurance that the Indians will not be harmed in any way, and they would be returned back. And of all this crisis, the Zabihullah Mujahid has emerged as a Talibani spokesperson. Probably we will see him more on the TV now, and more statements coming from him. So the Zabihullah Mujahid on Tuesday said that women's right will be honored under Sharia and Islamic law, and he won't discriminate against women. He also said that women can work in the health sector and other sectors where they are needed. And but this is a very big question mark, because as he was speaking, then there were atrocities against women happening also. Meanwhile, back in India, the Prime Minister of Minister Narendra Modi, he chaired a meeting with the Cabinet Committee on Security amidst this Taliban takeover of Afghanistan. It was attended by NSA Ajit Doval, Home Minister Amit Shah, Defense Minister Rajnath Singh, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, and Foreign Secretary Harshvardhan. And there was a high level meeting, so obviously some kind of plans must have been figured out, and what kind of an action India should take, that would have been certainly been discussed, and we will come to know its effects very shortly, I must guess. Well, this is a other man whom you should recognize and remember, the Taliban co-founder Mullah Abdul Ghani Baradar. Well, he is a deputy leader and the co-founder, and he has returned to Afghanistan. And the spokesperson Zabiullah Zamid said that Baradar is likely to become the Afghanistan's next president. So mark these words. It is Baradar might become the president. So if at all it is likely, then a Talibani becoming a president is not a far-fetched one. Well, interestingly, Baradar was arrested in Pakistan in 2010, and US had asked Pakistan to release Baradar in 2018 so that he could lead negotiations in Qatar. Remember, US has been planning this from ages, and it has been playing all its cards in some manner, but the abrupt and a kind of quiet departure from Afghanistan had made the country go into a terrible chaos. Well, while that Baradar has been trying to elect himself, the Afghanistan's first vice president Amarullah Saleh, he declared himself as the caretaker president of the country after the President Ghani, Ashraf Ghani, fled the country. And he says that since I am the first vice president, and since I have not fled the country, so I am the default president of the country. Well, how much does his say hold? Question mark, because he doesn't have anyone to support him or back him up. Let us see whatever it is. And meanwhile, the External Affairs Minister of India, Dr. S. Jaishankar, he said that the Afghan Indian ambassador and the embassy staff in Kabul and extraction of these people was a complicated exercise, and it was possible to get them out because of a lot of coordination what had happened between all kinds of agencies, and he thanked the Indian Air Force for the same. And Twitter, the multimedia, as I kept saying, or the social media, my mistake, the social media always plays a greater role in such kind of things. And Twitter has said that it will keep it is its responsibility to keep people safe, so it have kept either blocking the Islamic terror group accounts or people. At the same time, it says that it is providing some kind of information which can bring some solace to people, so it doesn't come out. Well, meanwhile, the United Kingdom's Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab said that the India is going to be very important in dealing with the unfolding crisis in Afghanistan as it takes over. Yes, no doubt, India is a part of it, but what should be our strategy is a very big thing, which needs to be checked very soon. And jumping into the fray, the long awaiting China, who has been keeping on the sidelines, who has been discussing with Taliban, has been having meetings with them, openly now says that it has accused of US of leaving the law under a mess and unrest and a lot of broken families in Afghanistan. Well, China has been thinking all these days that once the US forces leave, there it will be a smooth takeover between the forces, or it will be a fight between the forces, the Afghani forces and Taliban, and China can somehow influence Taliban, get to it, help it, and then take over the center stage, or become as a saviors. But the kind of chaos what had happened and the kind of fall that Afghanistan has taken, China has also kind of couldn't encash it well. So now it will do this ranting of whatever it is, but somehow China will have some kind of a say in the Afghanistan because of its power of money. While all this was happening, the OIC country, which calls himself as Messiah of the Islamic world, has built about 295-kilometer long wall along the Iran border to stop Afghani refugees. So see the duplicacy of these countries. They call themselves as the Islamic countries. They call this messiahs of the Islam, and they are there to protect people. They are more. Turkey is more interested in the Islamic community in Jammu and Kashmir, but they fail to see the atrocities happening in Afghanistan, and they don't want to get anyone from Afghanistan, though they lecture us for taking in Rohingya Muslims and talking for them, but now when it comes to their word, they are not taking. So this is a 259 kilometers wall which Turkey has built. Though Taliban has issued a letter to all its fighters that foreigners should not be harmed, they should be respected, and you should not enter the diplomatic buildings. But Taliban are not one thing. My analysis previously might be wrong, but to understand, Taliban is not just one person. It is controlled by one person. It is a group of people. So how much will it happen is a question mark. As of now, they have, though Taliban has said so, but it will not happen. Well, the Talibanis met the Hindu and Sikh Indian people who were taking shelter at the Gurudwara and assured them their good release. As of now, more than 320 people, including 50 Hindus and 270 Sikh religion people, are taking refuge in the Karte Parwan Gurudwara in Kabul, and the Minister of External Affairs also has assured the aid to Hindu and Sikhs who are stranded in Afghanistan. They will be very soon, I think, evacuated back to India. US President Joe Biden has been now giving face saving statements day after day ever since he has been under a constant pressure, and now he gave another statement saying that if they attack our personnel or disrupt any of our operations in the Afghanistan, the action will be swift response, and we will defend our people's interests there, and with a devastating force if necessary, as per him. Well, that is there. We have just discussed this. Abdullah Baradar, remember his name and face. Abdullah Baradar is likely to become the next president. He was born in Uruzgan in 1968 and fought against Soviets in 1980s. He was arrested in 2010 in Pakistan. However, US asked for his release in 2018 so that he could lead negotiations in Qatar. Though uh, though the Mr. Whatever it is, the Haibatullah Akhundzada is the overall leader of Taliban. Baradar is a popular face of Taliban. So let's see how does his fate turn out to be. Amidst all this crisis, the Afghanistan currency has fell down a lot, and it has gone down by 1.7%. So as of now, it is 83.5 Afghanistani rupees compared to dollar of the America. And well, Taliban asks women to join the government, says don't want women to become victims, but we have not seen this happening on ground. It is kind of a typical political spokesperson, a kind of a jump, I must say, kind of upgradation of Talibanis, that they have a spokesperson who says east, and what things happening on ground are the west. But let us see, because Talibanis are in a full swing to adopt Islamic and a Sharia law for the country. Well, China, taking its advantage, has said that he is ready for a friendly relationship with Taliban in Afghanistan, and he says that China respects the right of Afghani people for an independently determine they are independent to determine their own destiny, and is willing to continue and develop a friendly cooperation with Afghanistan. So, well, we know that China's entire Belt and Road project, or the CPEC, passing through the Pakistan is affected by this takeover, and also the ports in which China has invested excessively has is under problem. And as of today, while I am doing this, there has been a bomb blast in Gwadar port, and I think 9 Chinese have been killed along with some kids. We also already know that the Gwadar port is heavily taken over by the Chinese fishing trawlers, thereby putting the localites into a disadvantage. Well, they were fine. Then there were reports saying that Ashraf Ghani reached Oman as he was planning to land in Tajikistan first. I think Tajikistan refused, so he went to Oman, and later on, we know that he has gone to UAE. Meanwhile, all this, the Talibani spokesperson has said that India can complete all the infrastructure projects what it was doing in Afghanistan. Well, we already know that India has been putting a lot of money into development projects like roads, building of schools, building of offices, building of canals, dams, and other such projects. So, a statement coming from Taliban that India should continue with its projects, and it doesn't face any threat from Taliban. Well, that is a kind of a thing that I has to say, but let's see. We also see that we have already discussed this 9.5 billion assets, dollar worth assets being frozen to the central bank by the US. Meanwhile, in Taliban has stopped any and all kinds of imports and exports with India. And how much does this affect us? I really don't know. But as of now, our exports with Afghanistan are about $835 million, which will happen for the last 1 year. So while all this was happening, the US, UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson has said that any recognition of the new government in Afghanistan should happen on an international and not unilateral basis. Well, this he was talking where with when while he was talking with Imran Khan, but Imran Khan is already a man with no spine as of now. He doesn't know what he's speaking. What does his country want? It is in a fix right now. As of now, Pakistan seems to celebrate the victory of Taliban, thinking that now the Islamic world will grow, but it is not realizing the dangers at its doorsteps. Pakistan will this pay for his misadventures right now, and we I think already see that happening. The rise of Baluchistanis in the Gwadar sector. Well, the Afghanistan crisis will certainly it has already taken a hit, and with the trade with as far as the India is concerned, that we are aware of it. And there it is. The United Arab Emirates have finally confirmed that President Ashraf Ghani and his family have taken a refuge in UAE on humanitarian grounds, and this did not specify as to which country the Mr. Ghani is taking refuge into, but as of now, we know that he is there in UAE. As I discussed, Joe Biden's approvals have dropped from by 7 points, and it was Joe Biden was supposed to be a highest percentage of approvals when he fought with Trump, but now his approvals are going down. Well, United Kingdoms is ready to accept about 20,000 Afghani refugees over long term, as per the Home Secretary Priti Patel, and it said that it will offer shelter primarily to women and girls who are facing chilling future under the Taliban rule. And this under this scheme, they are ready to provide 5,000 refuge in the first year. Well, and after quite a lot of criticism and being hush-hush, the United States White House has finally given a statement that a significant amount of U.S. military equipment has been under the control of Afghanistan, and it has fallen in the hands of Taliban. That we have already know, which U.S. was trying to keep it as a secret, but it wasn't. And there are some reports coming in saying that this is not the old Taliban which was there in operating in erstwhile 1990s, but there has been some changes in their ideologies and beliefs. But if they just go by their book and Sharia law, so I really don't envisage anything majors changing in in their kind of habits. Then we have seen this now. Talibani militants are going to school. They are first discouraging girl childs to not to come to school, and if they have been handing over the hijabs or and the headscarves to the girls and said that they should not be seen with their bare heads moving in. Well, we while all this is happening, we should know that what is the key leaders? Who are the key leaders of Taliban as of now? The topmost is the Haibatullah Akhundzada. He's the supreme commander of Taliban, while the Abdul Ghani Baradar is the political leader of their militant group. Muhammad Yaqub, the son of Taliban founder Mullah Muhammad Omar, is the currently leader of the group's military operations, and Sirajuddin Haqqani is one of the group's top deputy leader. The Talibani Council of Religious Scholars is led by Abdul Hakim. These are some of the names what you should remember. These are the top at least 5 6 people of the Talibanis who are in news and who will probably will be in news for some time. And Joe Biden, again a face saving, he says that there was no way out from Afghanistan without chaos ensuing. I might take it with a little pinch of salt, since it was possible to be in a more smoother manner instead of just evacuating. Probably the equipments could have been handed over, and to when US forces was there, had US at least said that okay, we are unable to take this all equipment out, and if it had been a kind of a deal with India, it says okay, India, whatever equipment you can lay your hands on, please take it and use it for yourself. See what India could have, India or any country could have, send in their planes, just loaded whatever they could and have moved out, because everything was down there in the airfields. However, that could not happen, and he is now trying to justify whatever it is. Finally, after all the ifs and buts, the Talibani leader Wahidullah Hashmi said that there will be no democratic system in Afghanistan, and it will be only Sharia law in the country. Well, that was very much known to us. So finally coming out, and also a very dull president, previous ex-president Ashraf Ghani took to Facebook. He shared a video message from UAE saying that had he be stayed back in Afghanistan, he would have certainly been hanged in front of all the people, as what had happened to Najibullah in 1996. Therefore, he had to fled the ground. Well, that was known by, and meanwhile there were visuals coming in wherein the Indian aircraft carrying Indian officials and everyone from the Kabul landing in landing at Jamnagar. And Taliban has banned now women from working at both the state TV channels and the state radio stations, and that we all know. Slowly now it will come into it. However, amongst all this bad news, one good news which is coming is the Northern Alliance. If you recollect, the Lion of Panjshir, that Ahmad Shah Massoud, that the person who is the person who was the only figure who could stand up to the Talibanis, and that is now slowly but very prominently gaining the news. And remember this flag, green, white and black, this is the Northern Alliance flag, and it has been hoisted on Panjshir in the first resistance against Taliban. And now this resistance has been led by Ahmad Massoud, son of Ahmad Shah Massoud, who reportedly gathering his strength in Panjshir Valley as of now. And the flag of Northern Alliance and United Islamic Front for the Salvation of Afghanistan has been hoisted for the first time since 2001 in the Panjshir Valley. And as we speak, there are a lot of support moving in, and Afghanistani army, the forces who are fighting, wants to fight against Taliban, are joining this force. Well, very strange things. Talibani armed fighters are knocking onto the doors in Afghanistan and telling residents to go and return to their jobs so that their economy can revive back. Well, but that is a question mark, because as of now there is a lot of uncertainty in Afghanistani people's mind, and there is a lot of power of this power, lot of show of strength happening in the streets. So obviously the people are all afraid. And finally, on 19th of August, Taliban declared a formation of Islamic Emirates of Afghanistan. This has to be noted. This is what I am trying to say. It will now be called as Islamic Emirates of Afghanistan. This declaration was made on occasion of 102nd anniversary of the country's independence from British rule, and Taliban used this name for the country when it ruled it between 1996 and 2001. So probably we'll hear this more. The Islamic Emirates of Afghanistan. And Al Qaeda in Yemen, which remnants of Al Qaeda in Yemen have congratulated the Talibanis, and they have vowed to continue jihad. And the Al Qaeda in Arabian Peninsula, called as AQAP, also has congratulated it, and they are now saying that they want to restore the Islamic law, and they want to now progress the vision of Osama bin Laden during the rule in Afghanistan. Well, India at all this while is now drilling very cautiously, very carefully, and Mr. Jaishankar giving out the statement about Indian forces or Indian diplomatic channels or the backdoor channels with Taliban, all are certainly in need, because India has, as of now, ranked well and has done well as far as the Afghanistan crisis is concerned. And the as we just know that we've just spoken about Ahmad Masood, son of the Ahmad Shah Masood of the Panjshir Valley. He has now sought weapons from the West to fight Taliban. He says fighting Taliban is not a problem, and he just needs weapon, and I think he will be getting it. He is leading the National Resistance Front of Afghanistan, so he will be again a prominent figure who will be seen much and heard much of. A statement giving from Joe Biden says that Taliban must decide if it wants international recognition. Well, I think this is coming from a top, the most senior, the powerful man on this planet, giving such statement is really, I really don't know, but this would not the correct way. And he says that he's kind of requesting now Taliban to be a little docile, take over as economy, look at the diplomatic way, or look at the country in a democratic way. This doesn't happen. If his forces cannot do it, his words can make no difference. And his statements like Taliban hasn't changed but are going through an existential crisis, and if he's not sure if Taliban wants to be recognized as an international committee, etc., etc. Well, this I think is just a farce, and it will make no difference to the world or to the Taliban as such. China supporting Taliban now, saying that Taliban is more clearer in head and more rational than 2 decades ago. Certainly, China has got lots to lose after Pakistan, and so it will do anything to protect its interest in Afghanistan. A report has been given out saying that it is a kind of a war chest that has been given to Afghani military, and you could see that more than 2,000 armored vehicles and up to 40 aircrafts have been literally handed over, including the Scan Eagle military drones to Afghanistanis, and which are now in Taliban's hand. Probably they have, the part of Taliban is more well equipped than even Indian forces as of date. They have the kind of technology, but once again, how much can a machine do, or a man behind the machine can do, is a question mark. Well, as while all these were talks were happening, the Talibanis conducted raids at a closed Indian embassies and they took away parked vehicles. But that's okay. They have been looking for anything. We have seen pictures of Talibanis playing on merry-go-rounds and Disney parks, eating ice creams, kind of a thing which they never could even dream of. That thing is happening. And a reverse statement now coming from Taliban saying that China can also contribute to the Afghanistan's development. Well, the Talibani spokesman Sohail Sahin said that China is a big country with a huge economy and capacity, and he added, meanwhile, that world should support Afghanistan instead of putting pressure. Well, let's see. It is China's time will also come as far as dealing with any kind of an extremist group is concerned. Uh, we will certainly see something unfolding good with Pakistan and with China for sure. Twitter suspends the caretaker president Amarullah Saleh's party account, and after he declared himself as the caretaker president of the country, Twitter had suspended his account after they found it in a violation of its guideline, and the that part I am not really sure as to what did he violate and why his Twitter account has been taken off, but certainly there must be something. Twitter also has been putting some pressure and is being, we know that Twitter is no more just a social media. Amidst all this crisis, when they were deepening, US has again sent first an initial batch of 3,000. It was increased to 4,000, later on 5,000, and as we speak, I think there are about 6,000 of US troops back into Afghanistan again. Now this time they are there at the Kabul airport. Guarding the Kabul airport and allowing the international international aircrafts to fly in and fly out, and probably this was to evacuate the people still stranded there. So again, a very bad I must say policy, or the bad planning from US. First you move out and then you come back again, you put your forces on ground again, and then now you are looking for evacuating the people. Somehow bad strategy, I must say. Amidst all this, Talibanis have freed over 100 Tehrik-e-Talibani Pakistani terrorists from Afghanistan prisons. We know that the Tehrik-e-Taliban (TTP) is a terrorist organization from Pakistan, and it has been operating from the Afghanistani soil. But now they have released all of their rather people. So when the idea of Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan was more focused against India. So now if you are unleashing them from Taliban, you're giving them a free run. They entered Pakistan, and we might see some kind of a hot now atmosphere at our western borders. That is likely. China, again, it is now requesting Taliban that it should not become a gathering place for terrorism. Of course, it will become a gathering places for terrorism. Now, Afghanistan will open its arms to anyone who says Sharia Zindabad or whatever it is, and it will come and fight against anyone who's saying that. So China will certainly pay for it. Whatever their goody things happening between Taliban and China will not stay for long. Yes, it is for sure that this is not that old Taliban of 1990s, but certainly there will be a visit. Sher Mohammad Abbas Sintkiazi, the head of political office of Taliban, known as Sheru, was trained in Indian Military Academy, and he was of 1982 batch, and I think Indians call him as Sheru. Well, say the one of his course I think Major General D.H. Chaturvedi, retired, had said that at that time he had no radical views of that time, but he was very friendly at that time. But you never know what is the kind of a thing it is. So I really don't know what is irrespective of the training, irrespective of good weapons, irrespective of the power, they just kind of handed it over to the Talibanis. So it is the will of the people, I must say, the will of any kind of a force that will be the dominating factor rather than the kind of equipment or the kind of a strength that you will have This has been a very good lesson to the world, wherein all the analysis of the world had failed and nobody had expected this kind of a fall of Afghanistan. We had anticipated that Afghanistan will fall probably in 60 days of fighting, or maybe around 70 to 80 days of fighting, tough fighting with the Afghani forces. But no one has envisaged that a force trained, the officers trained in US, by US, in India, by Indians and everything would be so meek and weak of heart that they would just give out the country's capital without a fight. Well, that is a thing which has happened in Afghanistan. I thought I will make a separate video on this, because I had a request coming in from one of the subscribers to do this as to what happened in this on a week, in about a week 10 days. It is obviously certainly a good turmoil which has happened. Now I think it will slowly start settling down, and we will now slowly see what are the things, how the events will turn out in Afghanistan. Well, I will see you again probably on the 30th of this month, or the 31st of this month, with the updates for the current affairs for these 15 days. I understand this is a little longish video, but if you wanted to know anything about Afghanistan, I think this should sum it up for the about 10 odd days. Stay subscribed to my channel, and please do tell it to your friends for such kind of more videos. Thank you so much. Stay home, stay safe. And I understand there have been a lot of background music. I was traveling, but I had to do this video, so I am just parking outside and doing this video. So do excuse me for those external disturbances coming in. Thank you, and stay safe.